This is problem number 3 out of 3.3, and it says factor f of x into linear factors given that k is a 0 of f of x. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can make the picture a little bit bigger. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so let's take a look here. Our function f of x is 4x to the third plus 7x squared minus 111x plus 72. Okay, so remember, first thing we're going to do, we're going to use synthetic division. And I'm going to write the coefficients of this polynomial. So we have 4, 17, negative 111, and 72. And it's telling us that k is equal to 3 is one of the zeros. So remember, I don't have to change the sign. It's already changed for me when it's in the form k equals. So first step, we're always going to drop the first number down, 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. Add these together, that's going to give me 29. 3 times 29 should be something like 87. Okay, and then I'm going to take my calculator real quick, guys, so that I can do what's negative 111 plus 87, negative 24. And 3 times negative 24, negative 72, and 0, right? And again, we knew we should be getting 0 because it already told us that k equals 3 was a 0. So now the next part we have is going to be 4x squared, right? Minus 29x minus 24, equals 0. Okay, so now I need to factor this thing. So let's see. First step, I'm going to go ahead and use the grouping method. So 4 times 24, let me go ahead and do that, times 4 is negative 96. Okay, so now I'm going to try to find numbers that multiply to negative 96, but give me a 29, 3, and say 32. Those multiply to negative 96. If I make this a negative 32 and a positive 3, there's my negative 29. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start factoring this out. So 4x squared, let's see, plus 3x, minus 32x minus, 24 equals 0. Okay, so out of here, I can factor out an x, and I'm left with a 4x plus 3. From here, I can factor out a negative 8, and I'm left with a 4x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, so now we're going to have 4x plus 3 and x minus 8. Okay, and if the directions were actually just asking me to factor f of x into linear factors, so we're going to say f of x is equal to these two factors from which we got from this part here. And then remember, k equals 3 was one of the zeros. So if I were to bring that 3 back over and change this k to an x, that would give me a factor of x minus 3, right? So my third factor will be the x minus 3. And all we've done now is we've broken this down into what we call linear factors. Again, just so that you know why they call them linear factors, because the power on each of these x's here is 1. That's why they call them linear factors.